Hey, it's Christine. I totally manifested this sky background because I was watching someone else's video and they were outside for a walk and they also were showing the sky and they were talking about desires and manifesting, and I was like, oh, that looks so cool, like sky's the limit. So, wouldn't you know, it's a beautiful day. Decide to go out for a walk, doing a first video while I'm out on a walk, and got the beautiful sky background behind me. I wanted to talk about why it's important to repeat your affirmations. Now, not all your desires will need repetition, because there's been times where I've manifested things pretty instantly. Like I only thought about it once or like a few times, and then it just showed up within a few minutes or a few hours. But for desires where you have some conflicting thoughts, or your logical mind gets in the way of how is that going to happen, we got those beliefs from past experiences or just things that we've learned that sometimes it's hard to, that's all the way you describe it. If you think it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. If you think it's going to be easy, it's going to be easy. But how do you convince yourself that it's going to be easy, right? So one of the things that's really helped me is when I see something that I want to change in my 3D world, and my logical mind thinks, oh, that's not possible. I know, because I've experimented many times, that if my dominant thought is that I already have the desire, it's already done, eventually it will appear in my 3D reality, because your thoughts create your reality. Your dominant thoughts create your reality, right? So, for example, I had pain in my right knee for about 2 years. Tried all kinds of things to help clear it up. Took some supplements, did some physical therapy. Nothing really helped much. Tried some things to change my diet, but that's always challenging. And when I decided to just heal it with my mind, I would just repeat over and over, my knee is 100% healed, my knee is 100% healed. My knee is 100% healed. Even though I felt the pain, I would just keep saying, my knee is 100% healed. And honestly, I wasn't sure if it was going to work, so I didn't have too many conflicting thoughts about it. And my knee healed up pretty quick too. So I was like, oh, I have eczema on my right elbow. Let me try this. It seemed to work for my knee. So as my eczema was itching, I would say, my skin is 100% clear, it's all gone. But then I would have conflicting thoughts like, oh, what if this doesn't work? Maybe it was just a fluke with my knee pain. I mean, maybe it's one thing when it's pain, but maybe it's a little bit different when it's an actual skin rash that I can actually see and itch with my hand. So that took a few months of affirming. And I wouldn't say I did it every day, but I would try to. Because I had some other things I was trying to manifest, so I was kind of focusing on them. But eventually got to the point where I was like, you know what? no big deal. I know this, I believe that affirming works. Maybe I just need to put a little bit more into it. So I would start visualizing my skin on my right elbow being smooth and clear. And I would look at my left elbow because my left elbow was clear, and I would look at that and imagine it on my right side. So I would affirm and visualize. And I kind of was a little bit more easy about it. Like, I wasn't like trying so hard to change the 3D, change my eczema, heal it. I was just kind of like, it'll happen when it's ready. It'll all go away. And then I was thinking, it's going away. It's going away. It's all healed up. And then it did. So with repetition of your affirmations, it's not meant to change the 3D. It's meant to remind you that the desire is done. It's meant to remind you that version of you exists and that you can focus in that direction. So it's all about just changing your focus. Repetition and consistency is just reminding you to change your focus. So that's kind of what I got of it. Now the next level to that is self-concept, which is the way that you see yourself. Not physically, but just what are the thoughts that you think about yourself? That's self-concept. And it's something that Neville Goddard mentions in a bunch of his books. I believe I saw it last in Manifesting Miracles. That when you say I am to yourself, that's your self-concept. So for someone that says I am dumb, his world is going to reflect people that tell him he's dumb. He believes he's dumb. He says I am dumb. And that just continues to get played out. So be very careful about what you say about yourself, especially the I am. And you can change that. When I was doing my bikini bodybuilding competition, I was learning about autosuggestion, which is basically affirmations. And one of the things that I started to implement was saying, I am disciplined with my meal plan. So I was following a very strict bodybuilding meal plan to get toned and leaned for my competition. And sometimes it was a bit of struggle because I wanted to have some other things on the side, and losing body fat, sometimes your body resists that. So I would repeat over and over, I am so disciplined. I'm really good at being disciplined. I enjoy being disciplined. I'm a badass. I'm so disciplined. And it became so easy for me to stick to my diet. Well, my meal plan. I actually really enjoyed it. I like the idea of being very disciplined. So, geez, I went off on a tangent about self-concept, but basically, the reason you need to repeat your affirmations is not to change what you see, but to remind yourself of who you really are. Create the version of you, focus on that version. One of the other quotes, Neville Goddard, I don't exactly remember the exact quote, but it's something along the lines of, when you change the concept of yourself, your whole outside world will change. So it starts inside first, and then the outside world reflects. So, yeah, and it's all about your dominant thought. And it's okay to have like little doubts here and there. It's normal. Like, I've had plenty of those when manifesting something, and I was like, oh no, I'm having doubts. It's not going to manifest the way I wanted. But I think it's more about like your dominant. Which one are you dominantly thinking? Especially if they feel like opposites. And then just be aware. Catch yourself when you start saying in your head, saying to yourself old beliefs or thoughts that you're like, oh no, I don't want to think that anymore. Like there was one time I was trying to remember something, and I heard myself say in my head, I always forget. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to think that. And I was like, oh no, I'll remember it. I remember everything. I got this. I remember. And then the thing I was trying to remember came right to me. So it's even just like those little habits or things we've picked up from other people too. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you are affirming if you'd like to share. And yeah, happy manifesting to you. See you in the next video.